Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here, and you're watching Life on Fire TV, and this is our Wednesday Hump Day Q&A version. And so, if you've been watching Life on Fire TV and getting inspired to, maybe it's to start a business on the side, or shoot, we've had clients that have left their jobs and started a business that they love. And so, what's so awesome about this particular episode is that out of all the things that we can teach about, out of all the things that we do for our clients, one of the biggest, most impactful leverage points is networking and being a part of what's called a mastermind. So I'm going to share all the details about what masterminds are, how can you find one, and why you just absolutely have to tap into one if you're an entrepreneur. So it's just a must-have for your business. So stay tuned, stay plugged in, and definitely grab a notebook for this episode. Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here, and I'm a kick-ass business coach, and I'm on an absolute mission to help you find your purpose in life, to help you love what you do for work every single day, to help you be the rock star that you are meant to be, to make more money than you ever thought was possible, and to have more time freedom so you can actually enjoy the life that you're living. I'm here to help you set your life on fire. All right, so welcome back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a little bit of a backstory about masterminds, why they're so impactful for business, and why you absolutely need to hop in one, and how to do that, and how to find the right one. So what I want to start with is, what is a mastermind, right? So masterminds are nothing more than it's a collaboration, and it's taking people that are in your industry and getting together some of the top producers. You want to surround yourself with people that are ideally more successful than you are. And so I call that networking up. And so if you can look at your industry or your niche, look around. Are there masterminds that you can tap into? If there's not one, can you start your own and pull other people in? Because when you're the person that starts a mastermind or starts a networking meeting, you're adding value for others, and it's a great way to grow your network fast. That's one of the things that I did back in 2007. I had a company called the Connection Tree, and I was the guy that started the networking meeting, pulled in people that were way more successful than I am, or I was, and boom, and I was the guy that created the value by bringing the people together. So examples of that, there's Joe Polish, who's one of the marketing godfathers, and he's got a 25K mastermind, and he literally paid $25,000 a year to meet up just a couple times per year. But what happens in that room is you're making connections. Those connections lead into revenue, they lead into joint ventures and all kinds of good stuff for your business. So that's one example. Then there's, my friend Yannick Silver. He does his masterminds all over the world. So you pay, 10 to, I think it's even gone up to maybe like 12 grand a year. And you meet up with super smart entrepreneurs, but you're doing something crazy like jumping out of a plane and then doing an experience or being on a boat. And it's those relationships that tie people together, which create, business relationships and creates a lot of leverage and money for your business. So in my case, my first experience with a mastermind was back in, it was about 2009. And so at this point in my life, I had a business that had failed. I was $50,000 in debt. And I literally was at a point where I wasn't sure how I was gonna, pay my bills, and it was a really, really tough spot. So if you can just imagine, think about, if you've ever been in a tough financial spot, whether it's paying your bills, paying your mortgage, or you just don't have enough, not enough, to pay for that car or to get out of debt. And so that's where I was sitting. It was a very painful spot. And I watched a video by a guy named Eben Pagan. And in his video, he just explained what his mastermind was all about. He talked about the high-level connections. He talked about the teaching that was going to go on there, the collaboration. And I watched this video, and I literally just sat there and I was like, you know what? This is exactly what I need, because I need, at this point, I didn't know what I wanted to do for work. I need to surround myself with entrepreneurs, figure out what I wanted to do, and use those relationships to grow the business. So I knew that I needed it. I knew that I wanted it, but I had one big problem. How the heck was I going to pay for it? So what ended up happening is that you could bring a business partner. So I got creative, I got resourceful. And if you ever are in a financial hole, or if you ever want to grow your business to the next level, you have to invest in yourself. And I know that. And so I was thinking, how am I going to invest in myself if I don't have any money? So what I ended up doing is I reached out to my friend Laura DeMeo, and I showed her the video, and I said, Laura, we need to do this. We're both at this spot where we're looking for our next business. And I said, what if we go in on it together? We split it 50-50, because you can bring a business partner. So let's just purchase it together. And so she said yes, and they allowed us to split up the payments. So now I needed to cover $2,500. Well, I looked around at my credit cards, I moved funds around, and I was able to get a last $2,500 of room on my Discover card. And then I took the plunge. I put that on the card, and I knew that I had to make this pay for itself. And I knew that this was the right environment to do so. So I did that, ended up flying out for the mastermind. I was so broke that I had to roll there with protein mix, protein powder, literally in a sandwich bag, and that's what I was going to live on for 3 days. And so I get there, I get to the event, and every single person that was at this mastermind, there's about 100 people, every person spent $5,000 to be in the room. So just imagine how high level it is. People had businesses, people were successful, there were millionaires in the room. And what ends up happening is that your networking environment is phenomenal. They were much more successful than I was at the time, which allowed me to see and to create ideas, to build relationships that then created multiple 6 figures of revenue in my future businesses. So what ended up happening is, while I was there, you're networking with other people, and one of the most important aspects is when you're networking, you want to make sure that you're giving first. So no matter who I was meeting, I was always trying to figure out what's their business, what's their niche, who's their customer, and then who could I refer them to that would be a good fit. And so the thing is, my network wasn't huge at the time, but what was so cool is that there was 100 people in the room. So as soon as I knew what they were looking for, and I met Marie Forleo, right? And Marie Forleo, super successful online business coach, and I knew what she was looking for. And then I met a friend, Katie Freiling, who was in the same industry, both powerful women building up their businesses. And I simply knew that they might be good joint venture partners for each other. So I made that introduction, and bam, they not only became friends, but they ended up doing some business together. And that one relationship alone is something great. I added value for them first. And from that scenario, Katie Freiling has been amazing. She's connected me with others. She's, wants to promote our stuff. And it's the law of reciprocity. So you give first, and then other people want to help you back, right? So that's one of the things that, you definitely want to do at a mastermind. The next thing is that when you're there, you want to meet as many people as possible. So every time we took a break, I would move my seat. And I was just interested in meeting more people and genuinely trying to figure out what their business was and how I could help them. And being perceived as a connector makes all the difference in the world. When you're the person that has a big network and people see that as valuable, they want to come to you. You are the hub, the resource. And when you're in that position, it not only leads to a fun life on fire where you can go out, you can do things. If you're buying a car, someone that owns a car dealership, or you're traveling to a city, you've got a friend there that can, tell you where to go. I mean, it's great for lifestyle, but it's also amazing for business. So you want to get around, you want to meet as many people as possible. The next important thing is making sure that, on breaks, you want to go from that formal networking environment to getting out of that environment, and whether it's lunch, whether it's dinner, or by the bar, that's where the magic happens, because that's where it's less formal and more interactive, and that's really where the relationships are born. So what I did was every time the thing ended, there'd be a handful of people that would end up at the hotel bar, and I'd hang out there. Didn't have money for beers, I'd still hang out there. And what happened is I met a guy by the name of Scott from Wisconsin, and we built a great relationship. We tried to add value for each other. And what's crazy is, from this mastermind event, I built a relationship with Scott, became my first 5-figure client, became my first 6-figure client, and actually worked with this company as a social media director. And since then, as a result, it was his company that ended up purchasing my business for multiple 6 figures. And all of that traced back to that one relationship, that one meeting at the bar, hanging out, getting to know each other, talking business, but also just getting to know each other, knowing what each other likes to do and their families and what drives them. And so, you're talking from that one mastermind event alone, I'm darn near close to $1 million of revenue from that one mastermind that's traced back directly from that. And so the cool thing is that the networking relationships is huge, but the other benefit is it was at that event that I really got clear on what I was going to do. Because I went there not knowing. I was overwhelmed, I was in debt, had no idea what I was going to do for a business. And from meeting and interacting with people, when you're around people at that high level, you can break through extra fast. You can figure out what you want to do. You get really creative. You're going to get amazing ideas. And I realized that I needed to be in a growth industry, and I needed to just pick something, right? Because sometimes we end up, thinking too much, and we end up being overwhelmed trying to figure out what is the business I want to do. And I got clear on, on narrowing my niche. I became a Facebook marketing expert. And from that one mastermind, that springboarded me into those 5- and 6-figure relationships. Many of my first clients came from that event, and I didn't just go back and sell them. I just said, hey guys, I'm doing Facebook marketing and advertising, and if I can add any value, if I can help you out, please let me know. And I was doing free 1-hour consultations. So I just reached back out and said, guys, I'm finding that I'm really good at Facebook marketing. I'd be more than happy to do an hour consultation, help you build out a social media marketing plan. And I would do that. And then they'd say, Nick, can you just do it all for me? Sure. I started charging a few $100, started charging a few $1,000. I started getting contracts up to $30,000, 6-figure contracts. So all came back from that mastermind. So the power of a mastermind is absolutely key, and hopping into one is super important. Now, if you're going to start your own, what I want to do is I want to jump forward. I want to jump forward to what life is like now, because now I'm in a couple masterminds, and I've been in a bunch over the past couple years, and I also run one myself. And so what I've found is that if you're setting up your own, or if you're plugging into one, there's a great format. If you're going to get together once a month, this is how mine works. I meet with guys like Mike Canix, who's been on Life on Fire TV, who's amazing. Mike Phil Same, one of the most successful internet marketers in the industry. Brad Costanzo, who's on an episode, Life on Fire TV as well. And so it's such a high-level group. We get together once per month. It's put on by Eric Berman, and who is a partner with Brian Tracy, big guy, big name in the personal development industry. And we get together once per month at a restaurant. And the cool thing is, we basically have about 12 to 14 people there at any given time. Everyone's there on time, everyone's committed, and if you're going to do a mastermind, you've got to commit to the year. It's not just you come in, you get, and then you leave. You commit to a year, you commit to each other, and we meet once a month at 7 o'clock. It's the third Tuesday of every month, and what happens is that when we sit down, we share what's working. We share our biggest breakthroughs, our biggest successes, our biggest marketing techniques that we found that are working. It might be a resource, could be a plugin for our website, could be a graphic designer that someone found. But we literally go there, every one of us is thinking, I want to bring the most exciting, amazing piece of knowledge or technique or strategy or skill to that meeting. And literally going into it, like weeks in advance, I'm thinking, oh, this would be great to share at the mastermind. And we're almost like trying to show off. You want to bring your best. Because if I come to that mastermind and I give an amazing piece of value, everyone else perceives me as valuable. Right? So if you go to your mastermind and you give something of value, they're going to love you for it. So everyone brings, a piece of knowledge, a piece of wisdom, and you go around the room and we do that. Then what we also do is we ask what we need, and that's a really important thing where, maybe I need a website programmer. Maybe I need to hire a chief operating officer, right? Whatever that may be, we talk about what we need, and the power of the group. When you've got 11 or 10 other people thinking about your business and thinking how they can help you, between those 10 or 11 people that are high level, there's always, oh, I'll refer you to so-and-so. Or, Eric Berman needed an attorney for an acquisition or something, and I had done that. So I referred him to the guy I use here in San Diego. And the power of that group, there's no challenge too big. There's nothing, too overwhelming because you've got everyone else to help you out. And so what we do is we'll typically do about 10 minutes per person. We literally use a timer to keep it flowing, and it's a very rock solid way to grow your business, and it's super fun. After we're done with that formal, meeting where it goes person to person to person, we then end up, hanging out, having a couple drinks, and that's where, some of those business relationships take shape as well. So the cool thing is, if you're not in a mastermind, I would highly recommend finding one, joining one for your industry. If it doesn't exist, go put one together. People will love you for it. What I want to also now share is how we run some of our masterminds with Life on Fire. One of the pillars of a Life on Fire is networking. And that's one of our missions is we want to put together a group of the most, amazing entrepreneurs. And that's why we have the Firestarter Coaching Program, the Firestarter Elite Coaching Program. And we're selective. We truly want to create the best network possible. And what happens is that when someone becomes a fire starter and they jump into our community, we've got so many people doing business back and forth. And it's creating so much value for each other. So we're very particular. We want to make sure that it's going to be a win-win for everybody. And when we do these, it's really cool is we've done it in a couple different settings. We've done it where we'll do 30-minute hot seats, and it'll be myself and a couple other coaches on our team, and we'll go person to person to person, and we'll drill down and help them in their business. They'll share what's working, and then we'll ask them what they need, and we'll help them create breakthroughs. And we've had major, major transformations and results from that alone. And so that's one way that we look at it. The other thing is I'm actually going to share a little bit of footage from an event that we did in Arizona, where instead of doing it at a hotel, we rented a 12,000 square foot, absolutely just gorgeous, beautiful mansion. And we had a chef there. We had our camera guy Eric there. We had a celebrity impersonator because it was April Fool's Day. It was Sean Connery, which was hilarious. Live band. And what was cool is that we all lived in the house together for 3 days. And we went to a ball game. We went and did stuff. We had activities. And what's so cool about that is the relationships that were formed over those 3 days are lifelong. I mean, there's joint ventures that have been started. There's people that have totally radically new ideas for their business as a result. And so the feedback has been phenomenal. So I'm going to show you a quick clip about the Arizona Mastermind, and it totally rocked. And then I'm going to share some details about our Firestarter program as well. Hey, what's going on? So I am so fired up. I don't know if you guys have seen the footage of how amazing this house is. So all I'm doing right now is I'm living my version of my life on fire. And that version of life on fire for me is getting together with absolutely amazing people. People that I would love to live in the same house with for 2 days. And that's what we're doing. It's called our Firestarter Mastermind Retreat. And we've got our clients that are fire starters. They all flew in, some from other countries. We're hanging in this absolutely gorgeous, beautiful home. We've got a chef, Smoothie Allen. We've got all kinds of activities planned. We're going to a Diamondbacks game tomorrow. So we're just gonna tear it up. But the most important thing is that these 2 days are about relationships, it's about mindset, and it's about transformation. So what looks like it's gonna be crazy fun, which it is, we're gonna get so much accomplished, and every single person that leaves here is going to be a different person that walks out than the one that came in. So it's so freaking cool. Can't wait for you guys to see what else is to come. So it's April Fool's Day. We have this crazy mastermind. No one has any idea, not even my own team members. And I just hired a Sean Connery impersonator for quite a few hundreds of dollars. And we're going to bust in. I'm going to make an announcement in front of the whole room that I have a special guest. Last time we had Gary Vaynerchuk. This time I have a celebrity, and he's all dressed up as Sean Connery. And we're going to come in, bust in, and surprise the out of him. So follow me. So last mastermind we had Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Gary Vaynerchuk, right? All right. This mastermind, I wanted to one-up that. And so I didn't even tell Ryan, I didn't tell Donna. Look at Donna's face. She's like, alright, so I didn't tell anybody. It's my own little surprise for you guys. So I actually paid a shitload of money to bring a major celebrity here tonight. So I looked who was available in Arizona. This isn't like the most populous place for like big time famous actors and actresses. But I did find someone who is big time. Anyone know the name Sean Connery? Yeah! I'll play your game, rogue. That's how he sounds. So anyway, we're gonna go ring. I have him freaking outside the car. I just look at this to be hilarious, so follow me. Come on in, buddy!
Sean Connery's in the house. I'm shocked, flabbergasted, ecstatic. I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk, take a back seat, my friends, to Mr. Sean Connery.
Sean Connery just crashed our mastermind. That's how big Life on Fire is getting. It's nuts.
All right, so pretty crazy, right? I mean, it was so awesome to be in that environment, just in that beautiful house, and to be literally living together for those 3 days. You know, the relationships were formed are just solid, and so much business has been created. You know, we just had a good time, we had a lot of fun, and most importantly, everyone got a ton out of it. And so one thing I want to share with you guys is that we have what we call our Fire Starter program. That's something where being a fire starter, you know, you get 2 one-on-one coaching calls per month. You get a weekly group coaching call that is with some of our best talent. We have, you know, behind the scenes information that we teach, very inspirational. You plug into our network. We do 3 in-person masterminds per year. And like I said, I mean, there's other companies that charge 25 grand for these things, and ours is literally one of the best in the entire industry. I've been a part of a ton. I know what works, and I know that we're very selective. We want to bring in the right people to our mastermind. And so if you're an entrepreneur, or you're aspiring to become an entrepreneur, what I want to encourage you to do is to get plugged in. Whether it's our mastermind or someone else's, let this be the video, let this be the moment that you take in and just say, you know what? I think I need this. I think it's kind of like when Nick shared his story about him getting started and being in a tough spot, but having that burning desire to go to the next level. You know, so if you've got a dream, if you've got a message or a gift inside, or you have a movement that you want to start, but you don't have all the pieces put together, but you're hungry and you're ready to invest in yourself, then get involved in a mastermind. So like I said, whether it's ours or someone else's, just, you know, do it for yourself, get involved in coaching, because being an entrepreneur, you can feel like you're alone sometimes. You can feel like, you know, you're trying to figure out all these challenges that you've never been through. And what better to do than to find someone that's living a life on fire that you want to emulate, and go tap into their secrets, tap into their strategies. Let us take our knowledge and our resources and our network, and let us help you get to the next level faster. So we're all about helping you set your business and life on fire. And if you are interested in becoming a part of the Life on Fire family as what we call a fire starter, just email support@lifeonfire.com. And again, that's just support@lifeonfire.com. And we'll have one of our team members, you know, hop on the phone with you, share the details, because if you're not where you want to be and you've got that burning desire to get to the next level and you're ready to invest in yourself, we've got amazing programs for you, and we'd love to have you part of our family. So again, support@lifeonfire.com. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.
Hi, my name is Katie Sartini. I'm a native San Diegan and a licensed cosmetologist, 10 years into the business, which I love very much. And the reason that I'm a fire starter is because a lifelong friend of mine had some very rapid growth in the last 6 months, and it was, you couldn't deny that. You could see it, the way she talked, the way she walked. You could just see that she had a different glow about her. So I had to take her out to lunch and ask her what she'd been doing, what other applications was she, you know, applying to her life that were making these positive changes for her. And she said it was Life on Fire. So with that being said, it took that one referral, and that's all I needed. So I came on Friday, and it was enough for me to say, where do I sign up? So here I am, and I'm looking forward to 2014. Thank you, Nick, and thank you, Life on Fire. We'll see you next year.
So the Mastermind really set the tone for knowing that, you know, as they say, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with or surround yourself with. I feel so blessed to have met all of these people this weekend in the Mastermind, people that truly care about me, people that I truly care about. We're all entrepreneurs wanting to do good for this community. I just can't say enough about the camaraderie. People get you. And if you want to be a part of something where people get you and want to help you and uplift you, this is the place to be.
We just finished a 3-day mastermind group here at Life on Fire. I'm one of the fire starters over here, and words cannot describe the value that's been given this weekend. We've had like 4 or 5 different coaches, high-level coaches that you would not normally get access to. The way Nick's put the value on this event, words can't describe. It's peanuts. I came, especially over from the UK, just to do this, just for this event. And I've got 10 times my income, 10 times my return on investment. I cannot recommend fire starters enough. If you want to kick ass in business, start changing your life, get on board. No shit, you got to do it, guys.
So I just literally walked out of Nick's 2-day mastermind event, and transforming, definitely. I mean, I am a different person right now than I was yesterday, even a few hours ago this morning. Nick has a giver, and he has taken the time and effort to pull together some of the best coaches that are available to help you up-level your business and be the best person that you can be. And he does it all from the heart with a lot of honesty and genuineness. And you know, you get to make money while you're having fun. How could it be any better than that? I would really, really encourage you, if you have the chance, to attend one of Nick's events or even hop on board with him as a fire starter. You would not regret it.
I'm here to help you set your life on fire.